नीरजास्वान्त विशालरङ्ग विहारहीरोज्ज्वल राघवस्य सपर्ययार्यं
सौमित्रे सीता श्रीमत्सत्यात्मतीर्थकृतं रामसेवा मण्डलीस्थ श्रीरामचन्द्रस्तोत्रम् वामे जनकजायुक्तं दक्षे सौमित्रिसंयुतं वामे जनकजायुक्तं दक्षे सौमित्रिसंयुतम् अग्रे हनुमतायुक्तम् अग्रे हनुमतायुक्तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहं श्रीरामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम् कल्याणगुणैकसान्द्रं सुपुण्यसौख्याब्धिविवृद्धिचन्द्रं दैत्यादिनाशप्रतितर्पितेन्द्रं दैत्यादिनाशप्रतितर्पितेन्द्रं नमामि सीतापतिरामचन्द्रं नमामि सीतापतिरामचन्द्रम् मानवीयं गानहेयं सङ्गीतब्रह्म शाश्वतं मानवीयं गानहेयं सङ्गीतब्रह्म शाश्वतं सीतामारुति सौमित्रे सीतामारुति सौमित्रे संसेव्यं रामम् आश्रये संसेव्यं राममाश्रये
Okay, where exactly? सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकम् अनुपमितं कालदेशावधिभ्यां निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनरुरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्त्वावद्भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्तभाग्यं जनानाम् ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದ ಹಿರಣ್ಯಕಶ್ಪು ರಂಜನ ಭಂಜನ ನಿಮಿತ್ತ ಅಂತರಂಗ ಬಹಿರಂಗ ಜೇಗೀಯಮಾನ ಕರುಣ ವೀರರಸಸಯುతుండును మహాప్రభావుండైన శ్రీ నృసింహుండు ఆవిర్భవించనన్ స్తంభన్ ಗಾಲಿನ್ ಲೊಟಾಂಗನ ವಂದಿನ ಚರಣ ಡೋಲ್ಯಾನುಪಾಹಿನ ರೂಪ ತುझे ಪ್ರೇಮೆ ಆಲಿಂಗಿನ ಆನಂದ ಪೂಜನ ಭಾವೆಯು ವಾಳಿನ ಮಣೆ ನಮ ಅಗ್ರತ ಪೃಷ್ಠತಶ್ಚೈವ ಪಾರ್ಶ್ವತಶ್ಚ ಮಹಾಬಲೌ ಆಕರ್ಣಪೂರ್ಣ ಧನ್ವಾನೋ ರಕ್ಷೇತಾಂ ರಾಮಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣೋ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಗೇನ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕು. ತ್ರೈವೇದ್ಯಂ ಹೃದಯಂ ತ್ರಿಪುರಹರಮಾದ್ಯಂ ತ್ರಿನಯನಂ ಜಟಾಭಾರೋದಾರಂ ಚಲದುರ್ಗಹಾರಂ ಚಿದಾಲಂಬಂ ಸಾಂಬಂ ಶಿವಮತಿವಿಡಂಬಂ ಹೃದಿ ಭಜೆ. ಶಿವ ಶಿವೇತಿ 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 ವಾ ಭವ ಭವೇತಿ 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 ವಾ ಹರ ಹರೇತಿ 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 ವಾ ಭಜಮನ ಶಿವಮೇವ ನಿರಂತರಂ. ತ್ರೈವೇದ್ಯಂ ಹೃದಯಂ ತ್ರಿಪುರಹರಮಾದ್ಯಂ ತ್ರಿನಯನಂ ಜಟಾಭಾರೋದಾರಂ ಚಲದುರಗಹಾರಂ ಮೃಗಧರಂ ಮಹಾದೇವಂ ದೇವಂ ಮಯಿ ಸದಯ ಭಾವಂ ಪಶುಪತಿಂ ಚಿದಾಲಂಬಂ ಸಾಂಬಂ ಶಿವಮತಿವಿಡಂಬಂ ಹೃದಿ ಭಜೆ. ನರತ್ವಂ ದೇವತ್ವಂ ನಗವನ ಮೃಗತ್ವಂ ಮಶಕತ ಪಶುತ್ವಂ ಕೀಟತ್ವಂ ಭವತು ವಿಹಗತ್ವಾದಿ ಜನನಂ ಸದಾ ತ್ವತ್ಪಾದಾಬ್ಜ ಸ್ಮರಣ ಪರಮಾನಂದಲಹರಿ ವಿಹಾರಾಸಕ್ತಂ ಚೇದ್ಹೃದಯಮಃ ಕಿಂ ತೇನ ವಪುಷಾ. ಕಲಾಭ್ಯಾಂ ಚೂಡಾಲಂಕೃತ ಶಶಿಕಲಾಭ್ಯಾಂ ನಿರತಪತ್ಫಲಾಭ್ಯಾಂ ಭಕ್ತೇಷು ಪ್ರಕಟಿತಫಲಾಭ್ಯಾಂ ಶಿವಾಭ್ಯಾಂ
ಚೂರು ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಆನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಚೂರು ಬೇಸ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ರಮಣೀ ಪೈ ತನಕು 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 ಪ್ರೇಮ ಪೋದು ಸೀತಾರಮಣೀ ಬೈ ತನಕು ಪ್ರೇಮ ಬೋದು ಸೀತಾರಮಣೀ ಬೈ ತನಕು ಪ್ರೇಮ ಬೋದು ಸೀತಾರಮಣೀ ಪೈ ತನಕು
अग्रतपृष्ठतश्चैव पार्श्वतश्च महाबलो आकर्णपूर्णधन्वानौ रक्षेतां रामलक्ष्मणौ। तदुपगतसमाससन्धियोगं सममधुरोपणतार्थवाक्यबद्धं रघुवरचरितं मुनिप्रणीतं दशशिरश्च वधं निशामयध्वम्। Is this audible all the way at the back? As you all settle down, my two favorite announcements. Number one, if your padarakshas can be off, if you can take off your footwear and keep it next to you. We are about to do Bhagavad Katha, and as a mark of respect, if we can take our footwear off. Second request, most of us have our pranam contained in this device. So if we can restore our pranam here and put this device on silent or airplane for the next 3 hours. And a request, rather than recording through this, if we can record through this and this, that would be more meaningful. We will begin in another 1 or 2 minutes. We're just waiting for those that are coming in to settle down, and then we will begin. Namaskaram. Sri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. That 13-syllabled mantram is so powerful because it has in it the ability to create a katha of 24,000 shlokas. That is Rama Nama Mahima. So today, as we go through a very beautiful portion of the Ramayana, culminating in Sita Kalyanam, before we begin, just to kind of put us into the zone, there is a very interesting reason why Sita Kalyanam and the portion of the Ramayana where this comes. Which portion of the Ramayana does this come in? I can't hear you. It comes in the Balakanda. So Ramayana has multiple kandas, as you all know. 6 if you discount the Uttarakanda, 7 including the Uttarakanda. Is the Uttarakanda written by Valmiki Maharshi or not is not a question for this evening's satsangam. What is interesting is that each kanda has a pratyekata. It has a specialty associated with it. But one beautiful thing that you will notice is in Balakanda, something very special gets activated which you do not see anywhere else in the Ramayana. What that is and what that rahasyam is, which concludes with Sita Kalyanam, that we will discover, and it will reveal itself at some portion in the evening today. Today, as we go through the journey from the beginning of Balakanda till Sita Kalyanam, while taking Valmiki Ramayana as Pramana Grantham, as our main reference and stay point, we have also taken the help of various other Purana Ramayanas in particular. Ramayana that we find across Padma Purana and Nrusimha Purana, Ramayana that is found as in Adhyatma Ramayana, Adbhuta Ramayana, Ananda Ramayana, the Ramacharita folk traditions of Ramayana, because in this country, Ramayana is a living and breathing organism. It is not a book. So the kathas that come are a mixture from multiple sources, and rather than trying to make this an academic session where we are looking at where is this story from, where is that story from, let's collectively soak in that Rama Rasa. So our katha begins at a very beautiful moment when the Devatas are extremely worried, because the Devatas are being tormented by Dashanana, Dashakantha, Dashanana, whatever we choose to call him as. This 10-headed Rakshasa has not only created havoc, he has displaced a natural order of things. And his behavior, which questions the normal, the organic flow of the divine, is what makes the Devatas go to Brahmadeva, and Brahmadeva takes the Devatas in front of a realm that they can only enter if they have Narayana's grace. That realm is a very, very special realm, and that Apurupa Nagaram, that extraordinary Nagaram, that extraordinary Lokam, is where Narayana resides. That Vaikuntha Dhamam, in front of that Vaikuntha Dhamam, this is a Dhyana Swarupam, something that we can envision in our hearts. And Balakanda and Ramayana, Idi Ramayana has so many portions where we can just close our eyes and actually visualize that scene. Each time we do that, there is some powerful Chaitanyam that gets activated. Here, all the Devatas, Indra and the other Ashtadikpalakas, and his entire horde of Devasenas are standing in front of Vaikuntha Nagaram, and they begin a stuti for Narayana, saying, Jayatu Jayatu, eternal victory to you, O Narayana.
Jayatu Jayatu Sakala Nigamagama Kushala Kinnara Kimpurusha Siddha Vidyadhara Giyamana Bahujagadudaja Rakshanalaya Hetu Bhuta Chaturanana Harihara Prabhriti Chintyamana Manidvipe
Jitasadhu Hrittape, O one who removes the unease in sadhus' hearts, O one who is Dhana Kanaka Vahanad Ashtaishwarya Dayakaha, who gives all the Ashtaishwaryas, O one who is seated in this divine mandala which has 7 enclosures in it, and in the middle of that Sapta Prakaram, in a Vajrasthambam, in a mantapa that has multiple golden and diamond studded pillars, there atop a Hema Simhasanam which is drawn, a golden chariot, a golden throne which is drawn by Hamsas, atop a bed of Adisesha who is glowing like 1,000 moons. There you are Akhila Bhaktajana Prasannaha. You are the source of joy for all Bhaktajanas, O Narayana, begin the Devatas. There, seated and looking from that Vaikuntha Nagaram, the Devatas sing of Narayana saying, your Tatankas, your Makara Kundalas are glowing so much that they put Chandra to shame because their glow is so much, their radiance is so much. Oh Lakshmi Ramana, O Lord of Lakshmi, listen to our prayer.
उभय पार्श्वोज्वलित कर्णकुण्डल निन्दित चन्द्रमण्डलः सेवित मुनिमण्डलः भक्तत्राणपरायणः श्रीमन्नारायणः लक्ष्मीरमणो भगवान् श्रीमन्नारायणः लक्ष्मीरमणो भगवान् श्रीमन्नारायणः लक्ष्मीरमणो भगवान्.
Sriman Narayana Lakshmi Ramano Bhagavan, O Narayana, who is eternally dear to Lakshmi, come for Ravana Samharam, come for Dushta Shikshana, come for Shishta Rakshana, come to protect those who depend on you. A prayer not from the Devatas alone, a prayer from the heart to Bhagavan. And Narayana, the 7 gates of Vaikuntha after opening, they see the darshanam of that Divya Mangala Vigraham. Gazing to their heart's content, the Devatas ask him, will you not incarnate? Will you not come onto Bhuloka now? Narayana smiles and he says, for me to come, I am Paravasudeva. I am beyond the access of this world. So I will come as a 4-fold manifestation, as a vyuha, as a blueprint. I will lay a strategy of how I will come. I will come in my Pradhana Swarupam as Rama. I will come then as Lakshmana, as Bharata and Shatrughna. This is an Upasana Rahasyam which we will explore. But Narayana takes that Sankalpam of his own accord to descend into the wombs of Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi, the 3 wives of Dasharatha. And as he does this, a minute to recognize who is manifesting. Narayana is not a character. Narayana is not a deity. Narayana is Sakshat Pranavanadam. That Pranava Swarupam, that Omkaranadam, now manifests as Nara Akriti. He comes as a man. And that Nada Sudha Rasam, that beauty of that Paramanadam, now is about to take form in this Ikshvaku Vamsham.
नादसुधारसं बिलनु नराकृतियाये प्रणव नादसुधारसं बिलनु प्रणकृतियाये प्रणव नादसुधारसं बिलनु नराकृतियाये.
Bearing the Akriti, the form of a Nara, he comes. Because when Ravana asked for a boon, he did not consider man worthy enough to fit into that boon at all. Because he said, what damage can I have through a man? So therefore, Narayana must incarnate as a man. And if we look at this avataram, the peculiarities of this avataram are extraordinary. Because in this avataram, Sampurna Narayanatvam, entire divinity has manifest. But divinity is undercover. So divinity has to pretend that it is a man all the time. But this is when Balakanda becomes particularly special. Because there are moments in Balakanda where no matter how much Rama has to pretend that he is not Narayana, it comes out. And we will find those beautiful moments in a few moments ourselves. But when he decides to incarnate, He chooses a home where he is already worshipped. He chooses a home where that couple, Kausalya, Dasharatha, Sumitra and Kaikeyi, for multiple lives they have wanted Narayana as their child. This is the idea of Vasana. Vasana is not always negative. In the heart, if there is a desire to serve him and to want to be around him, if that doesn't get fulfilled for whatever reason in this Janma, another Janma will come where the entire purpose of that Janma will be to do seva for him. Ramayana's first lesson, don't lose heart. If the path of bhakti doesn't open up entirely in this Janma, the path of serving him will never ever prove futile. So, he chooses this home and he is born. Kausalya Garbha Sambhutam. He comes from the Garbha of Kausalya, and here is one of the only places in the Ramayana prior to Ravana Samharam that Valmiki cannot contain his excitement. Because everywhere else he just says Rama is like Indra, Rama is like Vishnu, Rama is like Shiva, Rama is like Skanda. But here he says Vishnoradham Mahabhagam Putram Maikshvakuvardhanam Rohitaksham Mahabahum Raktoshtam Dundubhiswanam. Vishnoradham Mahabhagam. Vishnu's entire tejas has come here into Kausalya's Garbham, Valmiki says. Now this is a very interesting and a very powerful moment. Because when he is born, Adhyatma Ramayana tells us something very interesting. It says there are three ways that everybody looks at Rama. For Dasharatha, Kausalya and all of that Raja Kulam, that family, they are only seeing Rama as their child. Then there are the Rishis who see Rama as Narayana. That is the second category. The third is somebody who said, Rama, just a man. Who is that? So much confusion not required. That's Ravana. But his story comes later, so we'll not go there. In these three ways, the first way, that is seeing him as your child, Putra Bhavena, Brahma Bhavena, seeing him as a child, seeing Paramatma as your own, is a very special bond. Because there, not only is there no fear in that relationship, when you identify and connect with Paramatma, that prema bhava comes towards him. That is why you see a host of composers who spoke so beautifully about how a baby Rama would have been in Ayodhya. Because we all know Balakrishna Leelas. But Balarama Leelas are also so very many. And we take the help of Goswami Tulsidas, a phenomenal Rama Bhakta, who speaks so beautifully about how this baby Rama is growing in Ayodhya and he is laying his first steps. Who is laying his first steps? The one on whom the Gamana Shakti of the Trilokas is dependent. If each of us is moving one step today, it's because our organs are functioning, because Narayana Chaitanyam is alive inside us. All of us are moving because of him, and there in Ayodhya, they are watching him pretending to struggle to move. And that's why Tulsidas says so beautifully, Thumaka Thumaka Chalata Ramachandra, that he's just trying to get his balance, just as any other baby would.
ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र ठुमक 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 चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र किलकी किलकी उठत धाय किलकी किलकी उठत धाय गिरत भूमि लट पटाय किलकी किलकी उठत धाय गिरत भूमि लट बटाए धाय मात गोद लेते धाय मात गोद लेत दशरथ की रनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत ठुमक चलत ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र.
As that little boy is trying to walk and he's stumbling, Dasharatha immediately comes with his wives. Because for him, that precious boy should not at all fall, even for a second. That is that father's overbearing and protective love for his son. But if you observe the Katha till now, you may be wondering, we have said Rama is incarnated, but actually it is Vishnu who is incarnated. It is not to be misunderstood as different compartments. Rama is not Avatara Purusha alone. Rama is his eternal name. That is why when that eternal being, that Shashvata Nitya Purusha descends, a Rishi will be called for his Namakaranam. The same about Krishna, the same about Rama. That Rishi will recognize his Gunam, and based on the Gunam he will give him the name. Rama, one of the many meanings of this name, is one who brings joy, eternal, Nityananda Dayakaha iti Ramaha. The one who gives joy wherever he is Rama. So, Dasharatha and Kausalya, on Vasishtha's influence, named him that beautiful Namam. Also a moment of gratitude to Dasharatha and Kausalya for not following today's wonderful sampradayams of taking one syllable from the father, one from the mother. Otherwise we would have some dakau. But thankfully sampradayam was maintained there. So this little boy grows with Lakshmana, with Bharata and Shatrughna, and they are inseparable in so many ways. And as they are growing, most of us, again, are familiar with Balakrishna Leelas. But Bala Rama Leelas are also so many in number. There is one very beautiful one in the Ramcharitamanas, where Kausalya has put this little boy to sleep. So as she's put him to bed, she comes out from her chamber where he's sleeping in the cradle. She goes to her puja mandiram to offer Naivedyam, the last Naivedyam of the day that she offers to her Kuladevata. She offers that Naivedyam and she goes to the kitchen. When she goes to the royal kitchen, she sees that baby Rama is sitting there in the kitchen and he's eating the Naivedyam that was given to the Kuladevam. So Kausalya is wondering, he was inside there sleeping. What happened? So she runs back and she sees him asleep over there. She runs back here to the kitchen and she sees him still eating. She does this a few times and Kausalya becomes extremely confused, extremely dizzy. And at that moment she collapses on the floor, wondering what is happening. Is this all a fragment of my imagination? Or where is he? Is he there? Is he here? And at that moment, Goswami Tulsidas describes so beautifully that baby Rama in front of her, that was innocently eating that prasadam, smiled at his mother, and suddenly she saw in every pore of his body, she saw endless galaxies. And each of those endless galaxies, when she saw universes within them. And then she realized that her boy was not an ordinary child, that this was the eternal being, that Pranavanada that had come now, and all these cycles existed within him. Draw a parallel to this sort of a story, and you will see something very similar. Another mother also looked into her son's mouth and saw something. That was Yashoda and Krishna. This is Kausalya and Rama. The namas are changing. The tattvam remains unchanged. That when there is that divya anugraham, that divine grace from above, suddenly for a moment the curtains of Maya can open very briefly and he can show us something. And that can be a reminder to us that we never know how divinity is walking, talking, moving silently around us. But when we recognize it even for a second, our lives change forever. So we pay homage to this idea of Rama Vishwa Sandarshana Yogam by paying equal homage to the other Swarupam that showed his mother, Taige Bayalli Jagavannu Torida Jagadodharaka Namma Udupi Shri Krishna.
ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಗವನ್ನು ತೋರಿದ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಗವನ್ನು ತೋರಿದ ಜಗದೋದ್ಧಾರಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಡುಪಿ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ಜಗದೋದ್ಧಾರಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಡುಪಿ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ.
We hesitated from singing Krishna Ne Begane Baro because if we invite him, he will take center stage and not let this katha proceed. He's extremely attention seeking, so we'll wait another day for his katha. But this moment, he reveals it and then he pulls it back because he's aware of something. He's aware that Paramatma Bhavam is very powerful, no doubt. As long as we constantly remember, yes, he's Paramatma, I am his Dasa, but Putra Bhavam is one step beyond that. In Putra Bhavam, there is a sense of ownership, that I own you. That ownership with Paramatma is extremely beautiful. Kausalya forgets this. She forgets this vision, just like Yashoda, because the Leela must continue. The Karya for which he has come must happen. So, Kausalya forgets this, and this boy is growing. Now, as we mentioned earlier, here, as much as Dasharatha and Kausalya are seeing him as their Putra, the Rishis know who he is. And the Rishis are seeing these parents who are in deep love with him. They cannot get him out of their sight for a minute. The same struggle parents have when they send their children to preschool. And this is human children. Imagine when you have a divine child, how difficult it is. So the Rishis together have a board meeting and decide, no, he must be brought out of there. So one phenomenal Rishi arrives in Ayodhya. And as soon as he arrives, Dasharatha is honored by his visit. And Dasharatha says, what is it that I can offer you? Ask me anything that I am capable of and I will give it to you. So he gives him his word before asking. And this Rishi, Vishwamitra, asks for a very unique and a very interesting ask. He says, I am performing a yajna for Lokarakshana. Rishis are eternally doing things for us, for lokas to be safe. So he says, this yajna that I am performing is constantly being disturbed and defiled by Rakshasas. So, I need some help. Here is where Ramayana Rahasyams begin. Vishwamitra is the Gayatri Mantra Drashta, the one who has received Gayatri Mantra in all its entirety and passed it on to all of us. For such a powerful being, one yajna he cannot protect by his own tapas. This yajna Rakshana is a misha, it is a pretext. He uses this pretext to arrive here and to ask. So Dasharatha says, how can I support you? Shall I come? Bada. Shall I send my sainyam? Bada. How can I help you then? Send your boy, Rama, is Vishwamitra's ask. Oh, Dasharatha is broken in a second. The thought of sending away this boy. And if you see in one Purana, Dasharatha internally is feeling very, very agitated. But a little bit of male ego is also there. So he doesn't want to admit that he's going to miss Rama. So he says, I'll send Rama, but my wife Kausalya is there, no tumba attachment avulganto, papa. Magu ildruna, I don't know how she'll manage. Pa. He's having the same feelings. Okay. But in Valmiki Ramayanam, the tone is very different and the context is so poetic. Because over here, when Vishwamitra asks for Rama, Dasharatha's response is, Rama is Padmapatra Nibhekshanaha. Rama has the eyes of a lotus. If you read this purely using head, no, this is a little bizarre. Can I have your son? But my son has lotus eyes. That is the answer. This is where we have to appreciate a Maharshi's poetry. He says, Rama Padmapatra Nibhekshanaha. Rama has the eyes of a lotus. Why? When does a lotus bloom? A lotus blooms in the daytime when there is Surya. Surya's kiranas fall on the lotus and make that lotus bloom. Now, you are saying Rakshasas are attacking your yajna. Rakshasas attack in the night. But my son, his eyes are only open in the daytime. He's a young boy, so he sleeps very early. So when Rakshasas come, he'll not be able to be awake and to protect your yajna. Therefore, my son is of no use to you, O Vishwamitra. This is how Dasharatha answers in the Valmiki Ramayana. That is the kavitvam, that is the approach with which we need to read it. And Vishwamitra, who is in no mood for poetry, says, you want to send or you don't want to send? You be happy, pa. Nin chanagirappa. He did not mean it. And he's about to walk away. Vasishtha immediately stops Dasharatha and he says, you have given him your word. This Vamsham is known to honor its word. His ask is sincere. Send Rama with him. So Dasharatha, controlling his emotions, and Ramayana again giving us the lessons we need. Attachment up to a point. Beyond that, let nature take its course. Calls for Rama. He calls for Rama. Along with Rama, somebody comes. Vishwamitra did not ask for that person to come. Dasharatha did not ask for him. But when he came, everybody happily acknowledged that these boys will journey that journey together, and that is Lakshmanaswamy. From this moment on, you do not see a single moment in the Ramayana when they are separate. That one moment in Yuddha when they are separate is only because Lakshmana has been critically hurt by Ravana, and Rama thinks, this is my Bahipranam, the extension of my pranam outside. If there's no Lakshmana, there is no Rama. That is the love that you see in this portion. And Lakshmana and Rama join Vishwamitra. This portion is very, very elaborate, very beautiful, and also leads into various other kathas. But because our focus this evening is Ramakatha and particularly leading us towards Mithila Nagaram, Vishwamitra tells these boys a host of stories. He tells them about Kartikeya and how Kartikeya's avatara happened. He tells them about Ganga and how Gangavataranam happened. He tells them a host of things. But Vishwamitra also has deep love. As much as he is a rishi who sees that Narayana has incarnated, he also has love for this Narayana, this Swarupam of Narayana. That is why the first morning after they are away from the palace, he sees Rama asleep in the early hours of the morning, and he thinks to himself, this boy has been entirely used to being in that palace with his mother gently waking him up. Now his mother is not there. So therefore, let me wake him up. And the way Vishwamitra woke him up that morning, every day atop Tirumala hill, we wake him up with those same words. Kausalya supraja rama purva sandhya pravartate uttishta narashardulam kartavyam daivamanhikam. Oh dear son of Kausalya. Because Kausalya is not here in this moment. But by taking her name, Vishwamitra is trying to recreate that homely experience for Rama. Every being who comes in contact with Rama is in some state of love with him. And that shows so beautifully. So after he wakes him up, and Rama thankfully does not wake up at 11 a.m. and ask for bed coffee, when he wakes up and he tells him, Kartavyam Devamanhikam, Surya is about to rise soon, you must perform Devata Karyas, because there are different times in the day slotted for different activities, and this Prata Sandhya is for Devata Aradhana. So perform that Aradhana. This is the external meaning. The internal meaning is, Vishwamitra is awakening that divinity saying, you must now awaken for the cause for which you have come, Rama, and that cause is Ravana Samharam, and I am taking you step by step closer towards that. So he takes them. The Yajna Rakshana happens in a very interesting way, before which they kill Tataka. Rama kills Tataka. Tataka, interchangeable, but he kills a Rakshasi that is plundering the forests and making the rishis' lives miserable. And post that, when he has to protect the Yajna, something very interesting happens. It is here that Rama is unable to conceal his divinity anymore. Because there are two Rakshasas that are bothering Vishwamitra's Yajna, Maricha and Subahu. So Rama devises a strategy to attack them and to kill them. But he does not kill them. He kills only one, Subahu. This is where we have to pause. Both of them are defiling the yajnam, pouring blood into the yajnam, pouring bones into it. ensuring that the yajnam does not conclude safely. So both of them are wrongdoers. Both of them need to be punished. Same crime, one judge, but different responses. He does not give them both the same punishment at all. One he kills, Subahu. Maricha, with one arrow Subahu is killed, with another arrow Maricha is sent away. Because Rama, as Narayana knows, this fellow, his job is done. This fellow, he'll be useful later in the story. You put him into my freezer, later I'll bring him out. That is why that Maricha plays a very critical role much later. Unless one is Narayana, one will not have that kind of presence of mind to operate like this. So this is also over. And now comes a very interesting moment. All of this has happened. Yajna Rakshana has happened. Rama did not book an Uber back to Ayodhya. Because Rama has this respect. That my father told me, follow Vishwamitra wherever he goes. Samskaram if we want to learn. Dasharatha was very, very upset about leaving Rama. But when it came to Vakya Paripalana, to honoring his word, and it came to Maryada, when it came to Dharma, he told Rama, wherever he goes, you follow. He didn't say, Nin kelsa mugdid takshana banbidu vapasu. He said, no, honor him. Go where you must go. I will deal with my emotions. You go. And Rama asks him, he said, you called us for this purpose. This purpose has been completed. Where should we go next? He says. Vishwamitra answers in a very interesting way. He says, I want to take you to one place. There is something very extraordinary over there. This place is Mithila Nagaram. And in Mithila Nagaram, there is an extraordinary Dhanur Ratnam. Adbhutam cha Dhanur Ratnam, says the Valmiki Ramayana. There is an extraordinary Dhanur Ratnam. There is a gem amongst bows. But those who know Samskrita very well will tell you that the words are very interesting. Adbhutam cha Dhanur Ratnam. Cha also means and. So what Vishwamitra is saying is, there is something Adbhutam and there is also a Dhanur Ratnam. That Adbhutam is Sita Mahalakshmi. So Vishwamitra is saying, there is something extraordinary in Mithila Nagaram, we must go there. So they begin this journey to Mithila Nagaram. Now when they begin this journey to Mithila Nagaram, on the way, they stop at an ashrama. They don't stop, they're actually walking. And Rama looks inside this ashrama and he says, who does this ashrama belong to, O Muni? And Vishwamitra tells Rama about a very interesting story that happened much before Rama was born. He says, here lived Gautama and his wife Ahalya. Because of a momentary slip of judgment, Ahalya gave in to a kama vasana. She gave in to a desire. Her desire was to be in union, in physical union with Indra. She gave in to that. Ahalya was not tricked by Indra. According to Valmiki Ramayana, she was not. According to Purana Ramayanas, many of them say that Indra came disguised as Gautama when Gautama was away. Ahalya mistook him to be Gautama and therefore she went to be in union with him. But Valmiki Ramayana very clearly states that Ahalya, after being with Indra, told him, you go before my husband comes. And when Indra was leaving, at the entrance of the ashrama, Gautama came. Gautama knew what happened. So he cursed Indra and then he cursed Ahalya. And he says, Vata bhaksha nirahara tapyanti bhasmashayini. Eat air alone. Vata bhaksha nirahara. Don't eat anything else. Tapyanti. Atone for what you have done. Bhasmashayini. Sleep on ashes. Adrishya sarvabhutesmin. You will be invisible to all beings. He does not curse her to become a stone in Valmiki Ramayana. You will be invisible to all beings and you must remain like this in a state of tapas until Ramam Dasharathatmajam. Rama, who is incarnated as the son of Dasharatha. Rama, who is incarnated as the son of Dasharatha. The words have to be absorbed carefully. When that Rama comes, you will be free from your curse. This is what he says. Much before Ramavataram happened. And when Vishwamitra, Rama and Lakshmana enter this ashrama, enter this kutira, the second they do that, Rama's eyes fall on somebody and this woman suddenly comes to life. Nobody else saw anything else. Adrishyam sarvabhutanam. But Rama alone saw something and the second Rama's eyesight fell on her, she saw Rama back. and she recognized Rama. How does she recognize Rama? There was no Instagram at the time. Gautama gave a name. Rama will come. Rama came, but there are three people. How did she recognize Rama? That is a question we will answer in a few minutes. But it is so interesting that in Valmiki Ramayana, as soon as Rama sees her, Rama does a pada namaskara to her. In all other Ramayanas, this changes, and it is Ahalya who is touched by Rama's foot that she comes back into visibility. Whichever bhavam you look at, it's beautiful. Bhakta falls to Bhagavan's feet. Bhagavan falls back at that Bhakta's feet. Both are bound by a beautiful love which words cannot explain. But we pay homage to both those bhavas, paying homage especially to the fact that his charana sparsha was not necessarily on Ahalya directly, but into that ashrama. When those feet came, which were those feet? Brahma kadigina padamu. Those were the feet that were washed by Brahma. Those feet stepped into this ashrama for the sake of Ahalya and Ahalya alone. That is how much he honors somebody who says, I made a mistake, I am sorry, please forgive me.
Brahma kadigina padamu, Brahma kadigina padamu, Brahma kadigina padamu, Brahma kadigina padamu, Brahma mutane ni padamu, Brahma kadigina padamu, Brahma mutane ni padamu, Brahma kadigina padamu, Kamini papamu kadigina padamu.
Kamini papamu kadigina padamu. Those feet which washed away the sins of Ahalya, those feet are a reminder that if we slip in our journeys, there is no need to lose hope entirely. All we have to do is hold on to those feet and find a way to re-establish our connect to the divine. That is what Ahalya's story reminds us about.
Raghunayaka ni padayuga, Raghunayaka ni padayuga, Rajiva mulane vidajala Sree, Raghunayaka ni padayuga, Rajiva mulane vidajala Sree, Raghunayakani padayuga, Rajiva mulane vidajala